Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Ghana Niger Ballers. If you're new here, you know what to do. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. Today we're talking about the national team squad released by Ghana and also Nigeria. There's a big problem with the Nigerian squad. We're talking about that today, so stick to the end of this video to get all the information on everything I have to say about the Nigerian squad. But before we get right into that, let's look at the Ghana squad. Ghana coach Otuado has released his squad for the World Cup qualifiers against Central African Republic and Comoros. So let's start with the goalkeepers. We have Lawrence Atizigi, who plays for St. Gallen. We have Benjamin Asari of House of Oak, the local club in Ghana. We have Joseph Anang, who plays for St. Patrick's Athletic. Then defenders, we have Alidu Siedu, who comes back to the Ghana Black Stars team. Gideon Mensah, Mohamed Salisu, Jerome Opoku, Kojo Pepra Opong, who gets his debut call-up. Caleb Yorenchi, Jonas Ajeti, Beniza Anan, and Alexander Juku, who recently moved to Russia for Spartak Moscow. Then midfielders, we have Elisha Owusu, Thomas Partey, Kwasi Sibo, Prince Owusu, and Mohamed Kudus. Those are the midfielders. Then forwards, we have Abdul Fattah Isahaku, Joseph Pinto, Christopher Babonsu, Kamaldin Sulemana, Jordan Ayew, Iñaki Williams, and Bournemouth's Antoine Semenyo. As a basic call-up squad for Ghana Black Stars, there's no major talking points in there. I think the only major talking point is the local player that's being added. That's Prince Owusu of Mediama SA. That is the main talking point in this particular Ghana Black Stars squad. Other than that, I think it was pretty the same as the squad have been called up in the previous World Cup qualifiers that took place last month. Ghana will be playing Central African Republic and Comoros, and it's going to be interesting to see if Ghana can win those two games, because Ghana just need one win and maybe draw the next one and they're qualified to the World Cup. So it's just interesting to see how Otuado approaches the game. So that is it for Ghana. That is the squad list Ghana will be playing this month. Now let's move to Nigeria. When the squad was released, I was like, what were they thinking? What in the world is going on with the Nigerian Super Eagles? This is the squad. Let's just jump right into it. The goalkeepers, we have Stanley Nwabali, Amaso Basigi, Adebayo Adeleye. That's three goalkeepers. Understandable. Defenders, we have Felix Agu, Bruno Imechi, Bright Osai Samuel, Semi Ajayi is back. William Chus Ekon, Calvin Bassi, and Benjamin Frederick. Then midfielders, we have Alex Iwobi, Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, and Al Hassan Yusuf. Then forwards, we have Simon Moses, Ademola Lukman, Tolu Arokodare, Victor Osimhen, Terem Murphy, Cyril Dessus, Samuel Chukwueze, Ako Adams, and Ola Olusegun. Those are the forwards. Now, from this Nigerian squad list, when I say there's a problem, I'm sure most of you can guess where I am looking. I'm finding that problem. Yes, in the midfield. The only top midfielders, or the only, well, I say high class midfielders we have there is Alex Iwobi, Wilfred Ndidi, and Onyeka. That's three, and Onyeka barely plays. So if you look at this, four midfielders that have been called up, only two feature regularly for the clubs, Wilfred Ndidi and Alex Iwobi. Hassan Yusuf doesn't feature regularly for his club in the MLS league, where people top coaches say MLS league is a league that makes players lazy. Then Frank Onyeka, who barely starts for Brentford. Those are the four midfielders that the NFF, Eric Chell, have called up for this World Cup qualifiers. I'm trying to understand. Is it that we don't have scouts? We don't have a database of midfielders we have in Europe, all over around the world, that can actually perform well for Nigeria. They underrate the importance of midfield. How many attackers do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 attackers and 4 midfielders. If you have all these players playing in attack, who will supply passes to them? We keep complaining that Nigerian building of play in the final set has been deplorable. What does that tell you? We don't have enough playmakers. It's up to the NFF, the scouts. I don't know if the Nigerian Football Federation have scouts that go out to look at players who are eligible to play for Nigeria. It doesn't make sense. If at all we do have this, why are we not using them? There are a lot of midfielders who are eligible to play for Nigeria, who are better, who can perform better. For example, some players here, they are not going to feature in the upcoming World Cup qualifiers. They've called them there just for Colin's sake. Ola Olusegun and Ako Adams, they will not start ahead of Victor Osimhen and Cyril Dessus or Tolu Arokodare. So that slot you have allocated for them, why not look for new midfielders that can perform well for Nigeria? Why not go and look for promising midfielders that can perform well for Nigeria and try them. That is why we have under 20, under 19, and all that. Promote some players to the national team. Why are we calling only 4 midfielders? Out of that 4 midfielders, only 2 play regularly for their clubs. Wilfred Ndidi for Besiktas and Alex Iwobi for Fulham. So if Alex Iwobi gets injured in warm-up or the first game, what happens? Who is the next player who can put there that will create chances for the attack? None. It doesn't make sense. 4 midfielders, only 2 are starters for their clubs. It doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this to ourselves? If you watch Morocco have made sure they integrate, they've widened their scouting program. They have widened the net so big that they are now looking at good midfielders. They are now giving support to midfielders, strikers, defenders, goalkeepers who have the intention of playing for the national team. They have a plan for them. They look out for them. But until the person starts scoring goals, because Nigeria, everyone wants to score goals. If the person doesn't score goal, no one looks at them. We have midfielders, several midfielders, I'm sure, young midfielders who can, the past few years we would have integrated them from the under 17, under 20 into the national team, but they are ignored. They are brushed aside because maybe this NFF president doesn't rate them at all, or he's not this person's fan, or he's not from this person's village, or whatever. That is what is killing Nigerian football. How can you tell me that this is the best Nigerian can offer? I know Fisayo Dele Bashir is injured, Rafael Onyedika injured. Those 2 players, I wouldn't label them as players that can extremely change the night. Why are we not trying others? So because 2 midfielders are injured, what do? You went to bring 2 more strikers to add. You don't have talent pool to bring out promising midfielders that are eligible to play for Nigeria or that can play for Nigeria. It doesn't make sense. That is the problem I saw in the Nigerian Super. It doesn't make sense. The NFF, they are the enemies of Nigerian football. They are the enemies. I'm telling you, the NFF, they are the enemies of Nigerian football. From now till tomorrow, the NFF, they keep appointing people who are interested in their own pockets, who are interested in appeasing certain kinds of people instead of the main reason they are being appointed. That's development of Nigerian football. That is what the NFF have been doing. The appointments, political appointment, all those things. That is it. They don't bring someone who has football in his mind, who has football development in his mind. It doesn't make sense because right now, Nigerian football, if 1 or 2 players, if Osimhen gets injured or 1 or 2 crucial players get injured, we don't have any replacements for them because we don't have talent pool to integrate all these players to the Nigerian Super Eagles team. It's shocking. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this Nigerian squad? I know we are not playing the World Cup final, or this is not a squad for World Cup final, but these are games, these are opportunities. Injuries are that's when you have the opportunity to integrate players who are promising. You feel that, okay, let's put them in the national team, give them a few minutes to see if they can impress. This is the opportunity for them, but Nigeria are not using it, which is making them go backwards in terms of football development around the world. So if you see Spain, for example, a serious midfielder get injured, they have several young stars who are ready to move into the national team and replace them. Why? Because they make sure they keep tabs, they make the talent pool very wide. Under 20, under 21, under 19, under 17, under 18. All those players can be easily integrated into the first team because they have a plan. Do we have a plan? That is a question for you to answer. I would like to know your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't and hit that notification bell. Till next time, guys. Goodbye.